you have only three parts of in terms of law when it comes to a case. You have your opening, you have your closing, and then you have your argument in the middle. That's it. How long, and how much money have you invested on learning the arts and secrets of closing?
Oh my goodness, it's north of 100,000. I can tell you that right now.
Last time I was at your house, you had a book in it on the art of closing.
Yes, just on that. That was it. And that's what I read. And I read. That's also why, in part, I require all of my students to do well in school, because if you're not willing to learn and willing to read, well, you can't get good at Judo and Jiu-jitsu. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
It's just not. So, no, that's exactly right. In fact, to be honest with you, equating this to my law practice, I only do 4 areas of personal injury. Other lawyers do like 50. And I can tell you they are a jack of all trades and a master of none. I do 4. That's it. I don't do anything else other than those 4 areas of personal injury.
Correct.
Which enables me great at them, which is exactly what we're talking about. But that's how I applied a lot of what I learned from my law practice to the Judo and Jiu-jitsu and what we're doing and how we do things. And it just is, it's just transformed us. It's just transformed us completely. And It's just been an unbelievable ride. An unbelievable ride.
I tell you what, man, we could talk all day, especially on the conversations that we have before tournaments and after tournaments. I don't even think people do stuff like that. Like
right.
talking to me before the tournament makes a huge difference. Coaching cues, conversation, what to tell the athlete, what not to tell the athlete, how to communicate, how to manage your home and family life, the wife, everything else. All these things are huge. I just did I had a consult with the athletic department at Concord University in West Virginia, and the biggest issue was one of the coaches was like, man, how do I get my wife to understand the amount of time that's necessary in order for my team to get good? I said, buddy, you don't understand that. Everybody has that issue. If you're an athlete, a grown athlete, or a grown coach, it doesn't matter if you're in the law business, if you're running your own personal business, you're an entrepreneur, or you're a coach. All those things are how they fit, or how your life fits within making sure that you can be the best, are all part of the coaching process. And if the coach who is coaching you does not have the life experience as a world-class coach, an educator, or a teacher, there is no way they can properly prepare you for competition at the high levels. It's just not possible. And what happens is, and God bless some of these kids who line up against the people from Jay Foster School, but those kids, it's like they're running into a wasp's nest. Jay's kids are prepared for national level competition. Pretty soon, they will be Pan American level competitors in about another 18, 22 months. There's no way that any child should line up against his kids in Mississippi. But what happens is, you believe that what you and your instructor know is better than what Jay Foster knows. Well, you guys are drinking water, but one of you all is drinking toilet water, somebody else is drinking spring water. They're both water, but one of you has water with shit in it. Unfortunately. And until you drink the other water, you won't know how it tastes. All you'll know is how that shit tastes that you keep eating and drinking. And if that's what you like to drink, by all means, drink up.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. I tell you, that's an excellent analogy of the situation. And it's just been, like I said, an incredible ride, an incredible transformation. And, an unbelievable passion of mine to teach what I've learned from you, which has just been incredible. It's just been completely incredible, and I just can't even describe how different it is than the way I've practiced for years. It's just completely and totally different. I will say one other thing. What the people don't even understand, at these local BJJ and Judo tournaments, we're testing. We're testing.
Right. You're doing one move. That's it.
That's it. We're testing. We're not out there doing everything that we can do. If we did that, the match might end in 10 seconds. It might. It really. I mean, that's literally how fast it would be over. Well, I can tell you right now, when we did one move, we didn't mean to do this. I'm just telling you this happens because of the way we've been trained. I mean, one match was over in 5. We knocked a kid unconscious. I mean, we didn't mean to, but it happens because of what we're doing and what we've been taught. But in testing these local tournaments, we're not even getting after it. We're testing for nationals. We're testing for future international, maybe.
Right.
Future, maybe world. Well, that's certainly some of our long-term goals, which I know you know. That's why we're testing. We're not even trying in terms of using all our moves. And we're trying to use that one move because that's the money move. My kids get paid when they hit the money move.
That's right.
That's what happens.
I got money moves in practice before Randori starts. I start off, I see what the money move is, man. I put $5 out there, $10 out there. It increases the practice.
It does. Raises the level.
It raises the level very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Listen, man, and it's a great way to raise the level. You provide incentives for doing well. Because
yes.
you need for practice to be at a certain level in order to get the improvement that you desire. And
right.
You have to create some type of in extrinsic stimulus in order to get that particular response. And that's just what it is. And people can say what they want. I mirror what Floyd Mayweather's father said when he said, you really don't want to know what it takes to produce a world champion.
That's exactly right. It's 100% right.
Because I'm telling you this, these parents who, I will raise my hand and I will admit that I have had some people leave my club at Tampa, Florida Judo. And they didn't say, hey, we're not coming back. They just didn't come back. Unfortunately.
I'll tell you something funny. From one of the local BJJ instructors, the supposed competition kid, one of their competition kids came over that's supposed to be good. He came over, saw our practice. They never came back. Never came back. Because when he watched my competition practice, it's not the nice practice. The nice practice is for the beginners, and you got to be nice with beginners. But the competition team, it ain't the nice practice. That's just the way it is.
It's the real practice.
It is.
It's what preparing you for fire.
Yes.
So it's hot in there.
Yes, it is.
Listen, it's very hot. Listen, it's very hot. Let me tell you something. And this, I hate to say this for the people listening, but I had one of my kids in the beginning of practice. They said, "How many ropes do we have?" I said, "Well, today we got 15." Because my kids climb rope before practice. We started at 4 or 5, and then they worked their way up to a certain number, and then we stopped for a couple of weeks so they can, acclimate in terms of soft tissue, and then we start again from like 6 and work our way up. So they're up to doing like 16 ropes. So yesterday was 15. Thursday they'll probably do 18. But the kid was on the rope, and he said, "Well, can I cut a deal?" Because I let the kids cut deals. I said, "Yes, you can cut a deal." I said, "If you can go up and down 6 times without your feet touching the floor," I said, "you could be done." So my man gets on the rope, and when he gets to number 4, he starts crying, which I don't mind, as long as you cry and pull. Okay? Now he is crying and holding, which now has me flipping a lid. I take my hand, I grab the back of his shirt, I pull him off the rope in front of his father. We go into my office, which is the bathroom, and we have a small meeting, which everybody can hear me having outside of the bathroom. We come out the bathroom, he puts his hands in the chalk, slaps them together, gets on the rope, and then does 6 straight. Now see, that is not palatable to parents. Most parents don't like watching that. The bottom line is this. He's not a baby anymore. Every day he is growing closer and closer to being a grown man. And that means he has to change his mind. Men have to do things that they don't want to do, just like adults have to do things they don't want to do. If you're hurting and you're tired, you still got to get up and go to work in the morning. If you're hurting and you're tired, you still got to do the next rep. If you're hurting and you're tired and you get thrown, you still got to stand up and walk to the line. These are lessons that can be taught on the competitive side in the competition class, which are just a little bit more concentrated and condensed for efficiency in terms of learning for the competition team. Everybody doesn't like it. But I can tell you this, that is the way that it is. People like watching the Olympics and they want to see the gold medalists and they want to clap and say, you know, the United States got all the medals in. Yeah, but if you would have saw that little child train when they were 8, 9, and 10, you would have probably called the police.
Yes, they would. They would think it's child abuse.
Right. No. It is. No, it is. It is. What you have to do is somewhat abusive, per the definition of abuse today. But that is what it is in order to be fit for that thing.
It's what it takes.
What it takes. Like, JR didn't win any national championships. What you had to do and how we had to train JR for him to be a national champion, for Angelica to be understand this, in his house, he has 3 kids, and all 3 kids are national, well, he has more than 3. So you have 3 who can compete now at the national. All 3 are national champs.
2 nationals, 1 double silver medalist. And 1's bronze, and 2 silver medals and 1 bronze medal. So almost everybody has 3 national champions.
I understand that. And I understand that. This is my man Jay now. Your wife does not always agree with how we have to train.
She has to leave the room sometimes.
But she loves when they win.
That's exactly right.
and understand that his wife is the accountant, and if those kids lose, I will get fired. And Jay and I are cool. You know, we're cool people, man. We sit down and listen to a little second line music every once in a while. We'll probably watch the Saints game. But if I'm not winning, I will get fired.
That's right. It's just the way it is.
My job, I tell people, my job is different than some of these other jobs out here. Yeah, you coach judo. If, you know, your kids win or they lose, they still come back and they pay you $50 a month. I'm not in the losing business.
That's exactly correct. And I'm not either. That's why I spent all that time looking. Because just like my law practice, I don't want to lose. That's why I went to go train with the top guy. Same thing here. I went to go train with the best. And there's no question. You are head and shoulders above any coach I've ever been around. Whether it's BJJ, MMA, Judo, no matter what it is, it's not even close. It's what I talk about, which I'll always try to run my companies like Disney. There's Disney and there's everybody else. And this is the same situation here. It's just that simple.
I tell you what, man. My man Brian Piccolo told me, he says, man, I think USA Judo is missing the opportunity of a lifetime by not having you coach. I said, maybe so. I said, what I'll just do is I'll help create their next Olympians anyway. I said, they just won't know it.
Well, that's where we're headed, I hope. So that's what we're trying to do.
Well, I tell you what, man, the information that I put out in terms of, scouting reports and grip fighting and strategy, strength and conditioning for the sport of judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I've influenced and changed the landscape of the sport internationally. By default, when I was coaching in the Bahamas, the Bahamian that made the cadet world championship team beat the American that made the world cadet championship team. But I mean, you would never hear about that stuff. But those are the things that happened. I've been able to enhance the sport from the things that I provided. Coaches, athletes, everyone. Understand that even you are going to enhance the state of Mississippi. You're going to raise the level of play in that state. In judo and jiu-jitsu, and in Louisiana, and the surrounding states. And I will have my hand in that. Some will know, some won't. Regions Bank will know.
That's for sure. Because it's funny, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, but just so people understand, two of my girls are the boys champions in BJJ. Because in BJJ, they put boys and girls together. They're beating the boys. And their matches, most of them, not all, but most of them are just as quick as JR's. Minute 15, minute 30, throw, pin, armbar. Done. Literally that quick.
Literally that quick, and they're practicing. The system that they're doing, they're practicing over and over and over again, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 times. So when they get out there, it's like practice. They've gone over every hand placement possibility, everywhere they're supposed to put their hand, and it's just not possible for you to win.
It's just not. I mean, even though we're testing, it's just crazy. Now, Angelica doesn't have as many reps in as Priscilla, so she's not, of course, as good, but she's getting there. I'm telling you right now. And what I learned from you this time, she's going to be, because I learned some of it later in life with JR and a little bit, that kind of thing. But with Priscilla and Angelica, they are training and getting it a lot earlier than what JR got it.
Man,
in terms of how to train.
And I'll tell people this, those people who are listening in terms of balance, Jay will tell you, I do not train my kids the way that I train his kids. My son, Rufus, who's a state champion, all right, plays second at the Scholastics, he trains twice a week. And we don't do anything at home. Nothing. The difference is that he's able to drink purely from the beginning. And when I need to turn the screw, when he hits 7, 8, 9, or 10, I can do it because I'm here. Jay needs to make sure that he has access to the information now so that he can teach it to his kids later. He can't say, now I got to wait 4 or 5 years and then I'll go to Rhadi. Yeah, by that time, you have so much garbage in, you've actually wasted your time.
No, you know what? That is a really, really great point. And, for people listening, I just can't even emphasize to you how important that point is that you just made. Because I'll give you an example from one of the local BJJ instructors here. It's a girl who was she was in their advanced Brazilian Jiu-jitsu class. And I can tell you, if you're listening to this call, you know exactly what instructor I'm talking about. But there's a couple around here. And she literally came into my class and could not do anything. Now, the reason she ended up with me was because her dad's a hockey coach, and he realized that, wait a minute, this coaching isn't working. This is not how you train somebody. And she was what I said earlier, a jack of all trades and a master of none. She couldn't do anything well. Nothing at all. Not a basic throw, didn't know anything about gripping, nothing about how things work on the ground in jiu-jitsu. It was just, and she was there for 3 years. And when you talk about wasting your life, her dad is irate. that they spent all that money and wasted 3 years. Because jiu-jitsu, as I know you know, is a lot more expensive generally than judo.
Man, my student said the same thing. He's like, man, it's hard for me not to be pissed. I said, why? He said, because I didn't know. I didn't know all the stuff that I was doing was wrong. I said, man, it wasn't wrong. I said, it wasn't wrong. I said, it was the correct approach in order to lose, okay?
Yeah, it was. And I'm having to undo those bad habits that she had that you're trying to do right now with your student. I'm trying to undo those bad habits, and it is hard to break her of those bad habits.
And that's why I don't have to train my kids like that, because there's nothing for me to undo with Rufus and Rhadi.
Right.
It's not as intense, but none of it is wrong.
Right.
And listen, I tell people that, people say, well, how did you think you know more than so and so and so and so? You don't know more than this person. You know more. Yeah, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And yes, if you ask me, am I better? Yes, I am better. Yes, I am better. Because the guy who makes a custom-made suit is better than the guy at K&G Menswear or the guy at Walmart. Okay? The suit, the custom-made suit, the tailor-made suit is better. Yes. You don't have all the gold medals? No, I don't. Don't ask me about how many medals that I've won, because now you're confusing the motor domain and the cognitive domain. How good someone is athletically doesn't have anything to do with how well their brain works.
No, and I'm a perfect example of that. I'll be honest with you, because I didn't find you until late in life. So my athletic prime was long gone. So, you know, your student and my student, some of those are disappointed. At least they're still in their prime and have the ability to correct it and the ability to win at a high level. Okay? I won a few local matches, that kind of thing. But who cares about that? I mean, geez, I'm in Mississippi, Louisiana, not exactly the hotbed, right, of jiu-jitsu and judo. So that didn't matter to me. I mean, look at that. But I never, with the exception of once, when I did go to the World's Masters, and I can tell you right now, if I didn't learn what I knew from you, that guy would have probably put me in the hospital. But he wasn't able to do it, because he was a 5-time world champ, but he wasn't able to do it because of what I learned from you. We actually went in overtime, and he finally caught me. You'll see it on YouTube. He finally threw me. I hadn't been thrown like that since I've been a white belt. But he finally caught me. But had I not known what you had taught me, literally that guy might have put me in the hospital. I could have never stepped on the mat. I wouldn't have the confidence to step on the mat with him.
Correct.
I would have never even entered the tournament because I would have been afraid that guy would have hurt me bad.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm saying this. I don't have no problem telling people out of the gate, man. I'm an instructor. All right. I'm an instructor. I'm an educator. All right. I'm a teacher, and I'm a coach. I tell people all the time, like, hey, Sensei Ferguson. I said, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just call me Dr. Ferguson, or just call me Coach Ferguson. The level of some people call me Professor Ferguson. I'm not really a sensei. I don't take that as a negative for me. I'm just telling you, I am a coach. I am a coach for hire. People call me and they hire me because they want to improve. I cannot guarantee Jay or anyone else that they will win or that their kids will win. All I can guarantee is that I will teach you the quality information, and more often than not, like Jay knows in his law profession, information is the deciding factor for who wins and who loses. It doesn't matter who's innocent or who's guilty. Whoever argues the best case can emotionally and psychologically invoke the people on the jury and the judge, the person who has the best closing, the best opening, the person who argues their case the best is the one who is going to win more often than not. And that's just what it is. All I can do is coach. I don't have any problem saying that I am a better coach than almost anybody out there. There are some coaches who are better than me, but more often than not, I got a lot of confidence in what I do. You can say that it has a hint of arrogance in it. The reason why I call it confidence is because confidence means with faith, and I have faith in what it is that I do. With that being said, I have no disrespect for any of the instructors or judo instructors or BJJ instructors in the state of Mississippi or Louisiana or in that area. I will say unequivocally that I am better because I'm not Target, I'm not Walmart, I'm not Home Depot. I don't have a big box type strategy. I am a tailor, and I tailor-make the curriculum at Jay Foster's Martial Arts to fit his particular needs and to fit the tenets and necessities of learning, of discipline, and of success. That's what I do.
And while you may not guarantee medals, or say you can't guarantee medals, I can guarantee people who listen to this call this. If you listen and do what he tells you to do, I can guarantee you the medals will come. It's that simple. You got to be willing to do it. Most people aren't what? Willing to do it. They're not.
Well, Jay, man, we got to get back to work. It's in the middle of the day, buddy. But I appreciate your time, and I will see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, that's right.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
Hey, take care and have a great afternoon.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.